Hey everyone. Well, just got back from TwitchCon, and now it's time to get back to our regularly scheduled program. We have a lot of commissions to finish. Uh, Now it's back to the it's back to the contract grind. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who came by the table at TwitchCon. We did a live drawing there. It went really well. So right now we're gonna work on the Patreon sketches, the monthly Patreon sketches. Wow, that was ugly. That was a warm up. So we're drawing Genos from One Punch Man. We got a bunch of these that we got to do. Like I mentioned before, it's always funny to do these because the Patreon sketches are always fan art, right? And it's often characters that I haven't drawn before. So by the time it's always the first couple ones are always a little rough, and then by the time I get good at drawing the character, we'll have finished all the cards already. Oops. Wrong pen. Also the wrong pen. These are the pens that I brought with me to TwitchCon, so they're a little mixed up right now. I don't think I probably won't use this gray on the other ones. That is really dark. It came out a lot darker than I thought it would. Dang. Wow. We'll deal with that later. Hey, what's going on? Let me move the chat over a little bit. Oh. Shift the chat over just a little bit so I can see you over in the YouTube chat. We're drawing Iron Man. No, it's Genos from One Punch Man. This one was just I messed that one up. Ignore it. Relays, yo, over in the Twitch chat. Welcome everyone. We have the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat. I don't have the Kick chat open, but I am on Kick right now. Yeah, I just got back from TwitchCon in San Diego, California. Yeah, I had an artist table at TwitchCon this weekend. It was really fun. Sheesh. All right, let's do a little shift here. I don't know why drawing Genos is giving me such a hard time. So how's everyone's weekend? Oh, I'm still your favorite. Hey, I appreciate that, dude. Yeah. So, really quick, drawing Genos is giving me a hard time for some reason. You know what it is? I don't know. There's something about his hair that really throws me off. So, I have these other commissions we could work on. One is a Warwick from League of Legends. We can do that. It doesn't matter what order I do all these in because I have to do all of them regardless. So we might shift over to doing that one instead. So over in the YouTube chat, must have been dope. Yeah, TwitchCon was fun. So instead of selling my prints like I normally do, I actually spent the entire weekend drawing live, just doing a big live drawing at my table, or a couple of live drawings at my table. And I don't mean like small commissions, just like trying to do that Kim Jong-gi shit. Yeah, it was fun. On a boat with money, commission. If you ever find yourself with a boatload of money, hey, I appreciate that. Uh, we'll keep working on Genos because I don't have the papers. I don't have the papers with me to work on Warwick right now, but yeah. The so I instead of selling prints at TwitchCon, I use my space, my booth, because they gave us a 10 by 10 booth, which is really big, and they gave us like electricity, and it was just like so accommodating. So I decided to use that space to bring like computer monitors. I brought like two 32-inch monitors, so some hefty displays, and I just used those monitors to play some time lapses of some artwork I've done. Um, and then I was doing live drawing at the table. So I did sell the live pieces I did, which is really good. Um, I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. I've been, doing the retail thing at cons for so long. I just needed to do something different. I was going to lose my mind. Um, yeah, really good reception. People loved watching me draw. It was, you know, a lot of compliments and is this a Tombow? This is a Tombow. Yes, it is a Tombow pen. Some of the best. No matter how many pens I try out, I always go back to Tombows. Uh, Black Mist, yo, dude, what's up? Yeah, now that TwitchCon is over, I can get back to working on my regularly scheduled programmed commissions. I have some client work, some Have some client contract work to do. Back to the grind. Yeah, I have three sizes here for the Tombos. For the most part, I just kind of keep to the blue one, the thin one, because with enough pressure, the blue one can get pretty thick. So I tend to just stick with that one. How was everyone's weekend? I say weekend like it's not about to be fucking Thursday already. Man, being out of the office for, let's see, I was out of the office for 5 days for TwitchCon. When I came back, just chaos. So much to catch up on. I broke my phone at TwitchCon. I dropped it, and it just it dead, completely dead. So I spent the last day of TwitchCon without my phone. And the phone is pretty much how you show people, other projects that you've worked on. It's how you, um, well, it's how you do everything, right? When you're out on the road, and I couldn't take like transactions. I had to take PayPal, which is can be iffy, but I think everyone there was pretty cool, so I didn't really have to worry about that. But if it was like a normal convention where I'm taking a lot of transactions, for the phone to bust up, man, great. So now I have to buy a new phone. Oh, I am rocking this thing though. Where is it? Oh, where'd I put it? I'm rocking a flip phone. Um, oh no. Hold on, I have to find it because where'd it go? It's so small, I lose it. It's a roll of dog bags. All right, pause. Hold on. Let me get my phone real quick. My hold on. Make sure there's no. Yes. Yes. Anyway, this is the phone. This was originally a phone I got in case I ever decided to quit social media and quit being an artist. I had this on the back burner for a few years, and I was just like, if I ever pull this thing out, that means y'all ain't gonna see me anymore. But emergencies, I had to pull out the revolver in one bullet kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, Oh no, Nico, we're talking about how I broke my phone at TwitchCon, so I'm using this until I get my new phone. I'm not gonna lie, I've enjoyed having this thing. I've absolutely just enjoyed this. Um, because everything that I do, I need a smartphone for when I go to conventions, when I do work, right? Um, but here around the office, around the house, I don't need a phone in general. So this is really nice. I dropped it. It wasn't like a super expensive phone to begin with. It was a Samsung A14, I think. So it's like a one of the base model phones. Um, I've dropped it many times before TwitchCon. I didn't have a case on it because I bought the phone. The phone was only $100, so to buy a case was like $20, and I was just like, I'm not gonna pay 20% of this phone's total value to get a case. Now, had I done that, I'd still have that phone right now. So moving forward, always case up. Yeah, I'm not big on cell phones anymore. Like I will never find I can never see myself spending more than like $200 on a cell phone ever again. I just for my use case, you know, and I would argue that for a majority of people, like a $200 phone, most normal people's use case, a $200 phone could probably do everything you need. Plus I just bought a 5080, so it's like I don't have any more I don't really have money to spend on a I can't I don't want to spend extra money on like a phone. Am I going to stay with Android? Of course. I have one of the reasons that I buy the cheaper Android phones is is because I like to have expandable micro SD. I have a 1 terabyte micro SD card that I put all my music and movies, and it allows me to record stuff in like I could just record as much as I want, and I could take pictures of as much as I want, and I could file share with myself. Like if I have to bring some kind of working file with me, I need to be able to just transfer it to the SD card. And yeah. Oh look, a bot in the chat. Leave it alone. The bot increases the amount of chats we get, which is good for the channel. Just don't click anything they put up. Oh, that's why I keep 2 Android phones. Okay, yeah. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah, and I like to use auxiliary cords when I use wired headphones when I travel. Um, it has nothing to do with being like an audiophile kind of thing. It's just they're just more practical. Like I used to fly a lot, right? And I always listen. Oh yeah, so I like listening to local music. So I put wave files, FLAC files on my phone because I when I'm in the when I'm like driving through the desert, like on the way to Vegas or something, and I lose connection, or I go into the grapevine in California and lose connection, I can't stream music for a lot of the times, especially if you're flying. So local music, and then you never have to worry about charging earbuds. I'm just a simple kind of thing, and it's funny. You're a wireless person, okay? Um, yeah, it's just it's funny because wanting all that stuff, the auxiliary port, the micro SD slot, you can only find that on the lower end phones unless you go Sony. Sony has the Xperia phones that has all that shit. I used to have an Xperia. That shit was like I could have bought a 4090 with that thing. So yeah, my tech priorities have also changed. I Back when I was like a gym rat and I was like a super gym bro, I used to measure things in like protein. I'd be like, man, I want to go to the movies. That's like half a bottle of protein powder. That's how I used to be. These days, I'm just like, I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on a phone. I could just build like a whole computer. You know what I mean? Like, that, you can't literally anymore, but you should use SD cards more. You transfer between devices with Google Drive, which is hella primitive. I mean, like, it's because I'm always transferring so many files. or at least I used to. Um, I don't know. I like the freedom and the option to be able to just base because an Android is just a PC. It's just a little PC. It's a USB mass storage device. You just plug and go, right? I when my mom currently has I don't know what iPhone she has, but she has an iPhone, and while we were able to get stuff from her phone onto her computer, there were extra steps. And I'm just like, there shouldn't be any more steps than plugging it in and maybe the phone saying, "Hey, do you want to connect to the computer with data?" That should be it, you know. We shouldn't have to download extra like what fucking year is it, you know? And then also like you said, using like cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox or something. Sometimes I just don't have data available or the data is really slow, especially when you're at a convention or a convention center. Sometimes those convention centers are just so packed full of people or the walls are really thick, you know, and it's just like you can't get data through. I've been in situations where I needed to grab something off my Dropbox, couldn't do it. And I was just like, had this just been loaded on an SD card ready to go. Like when I go to a convention, I always make a separate folder that has like my seller's permit. It has the contract that I signed for the convention. It has like directions that I've screenshot. Anything that I might need for the convention in case I lose internet connection, I put in a folder, drop it onto the SD card. Now I'm just like, shit, can't touch me, you know? Uh, did I stop going to the gym? No, I didn't stop going to the gym. I just don't. I'm just not so into it anymore that I measure things in protein powder. Oh, yeah. Uh oh, you were the first person you ever saw who genuinely needed 128 gigs of RAM for my Pokemon drawing. Yeah, that Pokemon drawing. When you open it up in Clip Studio Paint, 96 gigs of RAM. The last time I checked. Photoshop actually is a lot more resource savvy. In Photoshop, it only takes like 50 something gigs of RAM. But Clip Studio Paint, fuck that, dude. You're going to a gaming convention for next year in June. It's going to be lit in Canada. Told 50,000 attendees. That's awesome. I hope that goes really well for you. That's a lot of time to prep too. That's cool. You've been learning Blender recently, but making models on your laptop and rendering on the desktop. SD card transfer would make so much sense. Ah, yeah. I only dabbled in Blender for a little bit, but I really, really, really need to like spend some time. Like, there's this part of me that's just like, I should get back and commit some time back in Blender, and there's this other part of me that's just like, look, man, I think we've gotten to this. I have this thing where I'm like, look, man, we already know what we do, and it's not Blender. I'm at a point where I'm just like, look, I know what I do, but that's bad. You shouldn't think like that because then you'll never learn new stuff, right? Is anyone going to Lightbox Expo? I think that's this weekend, right? I'm not going. I'm just saying. I think it's this weekend. Okay, so you're just gonna stock up on a bunch of stuff, then guarantee have inventory for the shows that you do go to. Hmm. I have a 1 day convention this weekend, and I don't have a phone to take transactions. Oh fuck! I gotta buy a phone tomorrow. Shit! It's just occurred to me. Man, why do I suck at drawing today? Doggo, one dog. The other dog was like 13 when she passed. That was like 2 years ago. But the other dog, the puppy, doing really, really well. She's actually going through heat right now. We decided not to get this puppy fixed. Um, it was just like it's like a decision that we made just to see quality of life kind of thing. And let me tell you what, keeping her uncut, she's crazy. She has so much like a boxer always has energy, but Jesus Christ, dude, this dog is crazy. She's good. She's well behaved, but you gotta exercise her. Oh, that's every dog, but yeah, I've never had a dog. I've never had an unfixed dog. She has such a good spirit. Yeah. No, we don't actually. We're not gonna breed her. We just wanted. No, we have zero. No, trust me, we have zero intention of like breeding her. We just did it to keep her quality of life. Like you neuter a dog, you're literally neutering a lot of their personality out. You know. But there are ups and downs to both sides. Like if you talk to the vets that I talk to, they always read off the potential risks that can come with leaving a dog uncut. But there are a lot of, like, for example, for bigger breeds like a boxer is a mid large, not huge. Um, Specifically in the females, to get them fixed, there's a higher chance of like bone density issues later on. Same thing with women, like human women, that could happen if you know go through menopause too early. You start having bone density issues later on. So it's just all kinds of crazy shit. There's so many things up and down, and my wife and I were just like, you know what? Let's just leave this dog as is. We're not gonna breed her. Let's just see what happens. Anyway, she has all her personality. She's fucking crazy. Like, yeah, I think at the time, the time around the time that we got our new puppy, it was it was around the end of life cycle for our previous dog. She was 13 years for a boxer is crazy. That's like that. The estimated max age is like 12, so to go 13, it's crazy. Anyway, um, the particular cancer that my dog had, long story short, was kind of develops in dogs because of like deficiencies of when they get fixed when they're young. So it was one of those things where I feel like my wife was wanting to kind of overcompensate and be like, all right, we're not gonna get this next one fixed at all and see what happens. And I'm just like, all right, man, I'll do whatever. We're gonna take care of her no matter what. It doesn't bother me. So it's just like it's all good to me, man. You're gonna take care of the dog no matter what. So and when it comes to the art vlogs, I keep telling people if I have something to say, I'll release. I'll make one if I have something to say. I don't want to make. I don't want to make videos just just to do it for content. Even the last few of my vlogs felt very much like that, where I was just like, oh my god, I'm just saying the same shit I've been saying for like 7 years now. But that's just me. You got plenty of young, you got plenty of young people. Oh, see, I don't follow. I don't follow. I don't follow that sport. I can't answer that. The only sport I slightly follow is boxing. And the moment we got an undisputed heavyweight, I kind of checked out. I was like, all right, we're good. I'm good for a while. I'll come back to this. Come back to this in like 3 months and see what's going on. Damn, why can't I draw Genos? His face is weird. That's what happens when I stream. I can't focus. It's all good. We gotta get those stream hours in. You're into boxing, NBA, and baseball, just a little bit, and NFL. Yeah, my family is Filipino, so hardcore NBA when I was growing up, like basketball all the fucking time, and I got sick of it. And then my brother and dad were super into football, so I got sick of that. And boxing was something that I just enjoyed watching on my own. Oh, but you know what? We're Filipino, so when I was growing up, it was Pacquiao hour. So we all did end up eventually becoming a boxing watching family. It wasn't a boxing family; it was a Pacquiao family. I remember. I can't remember what the year it was, but I drove like 2 hours north to like Sacramento area to go buy a Mazda Miata. Um, and I bought it. I ended up buying it from like this Filipino woman, thick as fuck. So uh, anyway, that was bad. So anyway, she was married too, but yeah, I went up there to go pick up the car, and I was just like waiting around at the meetup spot, and she ended up being late, and I was like, what the hell? I was of course back then I was upset. I was like, well, I don't know why she's late. She showed up and she's like, oh yeah, the Pacquiao fight is going on, and of course the whole family's over, and I just need an excuse to tell that story. A couple weeks later, she said that we had to stop texting because her husband was like getting suspicious. So, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's going on. Well, this is how I see that Jake Paul and Tank fight. This is how I see it. Tank doesn't have any belts. He's not holding up the division, right? He's not a champion right now, which means he's just a guy. And I've been saying this. Well, if Malcolm was here, he could back this up. I've been saying this for a long time. I don't think Tank even wants to fight anymore. He just comes off as somebody who just doesn't want to fight anymore. He's so good that he can win fights, um, but he just doesn't care anymore. That's the vibe I get from him. Uh, and with his money, it's not like he has to anyway. You know, take this take this Paul fight, walk away with a giant paycheck. He's not a champion. He's not holding up the division. He can do whatever he wants, right? Um, unless I'm wrong and he has a belt, in which case, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just a show. It's just a show. There's no honor or dishonor in the sport. It's not people are crazy when they talk about what this fight means. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It's just two rich guys wanting to get richer. Now, if there was a belt involved, then I'd be like, all right, that's dumb. They shouldn't allow that. They should strip him or not allow him to fight, right? Um, um, yeah, but like a majority of the people who watch, this is why I don't. That's why I don't. It doesn't bother me. The majority of people who watch his fights, they wouldn't. They don't watch regular boxing. You know what I mean? Like people who watch boxing also might watch Jake Paul fight. But people who watch Jake Paul fight probably don't watch regular boxing. Does that make sense? So it's just kind of this thing where I'm just like, just fucking whatever. Just do whatever you're gonna do. It's when the belts get involved. If he ever gets involved in like a champion fight, a championship fight, or he holds up, he holds up a title fight, or there's something going on like that, then I'm like, nah, that's some bullshit. You gotta get that out of here. But if it's just dudes using boxing to make money, I'm like, look, that's just what everyone's been doing. Stay out of the way of the real people. Don't fuck with their careers. These young guys who are trying to get title shots. Stay out of their way. It's all fine. Just put on your shows. That's whatever. That's what I'm saying. You'll watch. You'll watch the undercard. You'll watch the prelims. Right? We'll sit there and we'll watch the whole thing. A lot of people will pay $80 pay per view and just watch the main event. If even that, like they'll do that if like Canelo's involved or if like Tank is involved. Like I don't know Canelo anymore, but yeah, yeah. So to me, those are the people that, and again, that's actually a majority of people. So those are the people that Jake Paul is targeting, and that's cool. Let them watch their show. Yeah. My prediction on that fight was gonna be that Canelo was just gonna be too big, but I made that prediction because I straight up was like, we have no data at all on Crawford. So when people were saying like, "Oh no, 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 I know Crawford would get," I'm like, you don't know that, like you're assuming, but we know what at least a prime Canelo. Because real talk, like I think Crawford would have given Canelo a good run for his money, um, but man, Canelo looking old. Even on the way in, he was looking old. Like his body shape looked really old. He was really flabby, right? I'm sure he trained really hard. Um, but that Canelo that did that run where he beat Billy Joe Saunders and then Plant. That fucking undisputed run that he did where he just whooped everybody in like six. Was it like 9 months to go undisputed? That Canelo would have stopped Crawford. Cause that dude was crazy. But timing is what it is, right? So yeah, so I picked Canelo solely because we didn't have any Crawford data at that weight. I was just like, I don't know. We don't know what he can do. Therefore, by default, I have to pick Canelo. That's what I thought we talked about it here on stream. I was just like, oh, we don't know what he can do, so we're just gonna go with Canelo. What other option do we have? Yeah, that Canelo would have, but the point is that's not the Canelo that was there. So it's not taking anything away from Crawford, but man, Canelo looking flabby in there. But it's all good. Oh, a rematch? That's so much money involved in a rematch there. He's got to go back to Mexico and get some of that that tainted meat. Then that raises the question again. Um, I don't, Yo, Crawford's working with Snack, right? That's crazy. I'm just saying. Like he won, so he won. All right, you can't take that from him. But man, Crawford working with Snack, like that's. Whew. Oh yeah, the Barrios fight, Pacquiao Barrios 2. Anyway, my bad. We went into the whole boxing talk. I know anytime we do boxing talk, the chat just like zones out. There every time we go into basically any sports talk, any boxing talk, we the chat's just like, oh, what, what's going on? Um, he's almost 50. That's crazy. Oh man. Did Speaking of which, did anyone watch One Punch Man? I've watched the first episode of season 3. I don't know if episode 2 is out. I didn't even know season 3 started airing. I found out on accident. I remember there being a big banner for season 3 at Anime Expo. I looked at it and I was like, that shit's never coming out. I just walked away. What's up? Need to go potty. Need to go out. My dog is giving me the I have to go relieve myself eyes. So I'm gonna take her out really quick. I shall return. So good. All right, chat. I'll be right back. I gotta take the dog out. All right, we're back. That was quick. It kind of looks like Kaiba now that I think of it, or now that I look at it. So anyway, I have watched the first episode of season 3. Looks like a PowerPoint. No shade towards the artists who are working on it. I'm sure if they had time and resources, it'd be better visually. But I can only give my opinion on what I've seen. And if there were corners, boy, they've been cut. If there were corners, they were cut. Just gonna say it. What's up? Oh, dog's whining. Wow, I can't believe the hour already went by and I didn't get it. I barely got anything done. That's crazy. um, okay. I just wanted to come on here for like quick little short, you know, check mark some time on the Twitch. I do need to finish these as quickly as possible, so I will be finishing those off stream. I just wanted to say hi to everyone tonight. Um, tomorrow, oh no, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. God damn it. We'll come back on the stream at some time tomorrow. We'll just do a freelance, or not freelance. We'll do what do you call it? Some freestyle sketching in the sketchbook. No commission work, nothing crazy. We're just actually just gonna hang out, do some ink drawings like we used to in the sketchbook, and that'll probably be 1 to 2 hours tomorrow. Um, yeah. So, thank you for hanging out with me, keeping me company, and letting us get this check mark. I want to thank everybody for coming by the Artist Alley table at TwitchCon this weekend. That was a lot of fun, and yeah, we made homemade tacos, and I'm about to go stuff my face and get fat before I get back to work. No, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Noon, Nico, everyone else who was here. My bad. Black Mist. All right. See you guys tomorrow, okay?